Today, I'm going to be going over everything I learned from VOD reviewing my solo cash cup. Everything I mentioned in this video are things I applied in scrims over the past couple days and have helped me see good improvement in solos. Some things are simple while others are a bit more advanced. If I cover something you already know, make sure that you're actually applying it to your game. I find myself knowing a lot but not doing half of it. When I actually apply what I know, my gameplay sees a significant increase. Alright, the first thing I learned is I over-rotate a lot. What I mean by this is I travel way further than necessary to get into zone. I land breakwater, but somehow when zone pulls here, I'm all the way over here. My logic for doing this was that I was on dead side of zone or where the least amount of people have rotated from, but as zones continue to pull, I find myself rotating way further than if I just stayed closer to my drop. The issue with this is that I'm traveling way further than I need to, wasting time I could have been using to scout my next rotate or get a better position in zone, and allowing players to get damage on me, wasting my heals and mats when rotating back. Look at everywhere I run just for zone to pull over here. In my second game of finals, I stayed around my drop for first and second zone, then made my way to the rift statue, opened up my cache, and took a good position in zone. Then the same in game 3. I got lucky with the pulls here, but took a good position without any unnecessary travel, which set me up for endgame because I was able to save all my mats. The second thing I found is that I was blocking my angles when I didn't need to, wasting so many mats. You can see in these examples I'm blocking angles when nobody's even looking at me. I need to be more aware of my surroundings and know where people may look and block off those angles, but get in as much as I can without building. If I get shot, I could pop a big and get back to full HP and have saved all my mats rather than using my mats to save bigs that are less useful going into moving zones. Staying on the topic of blocking angles, the next thing I learned is I need to properly block them. And in order to do that, I need to be aware of where I'm exposed and who's looking at me. In this example, I made a good dead side rotate and movings, but I didn't once look at anyone to my right getting fried leading to my death. In the first game of the cash cup, I tried to block my angles but didn't see where I was getting shot from, and I just built hoping it protected me, and I took 300 damage in a single zone. Awareness is key, and I need to see any threats and exposed angles I have and cover them when needed. A beginner mistake I find myself making is not using my wood first. You only want to really use your hards when you're getting ready to base in zone, in a congested area, or on low ground. When you're sprint rotating across builds and just covering angles, you need to be using wood. I use my hards way too often in those scenarios, causing me to easily get jumped in on later into the game since my walls can only get up to 150 HP. The most important thing I learned from VOD reviewing this cash cup is that I need to move with zone expanding. This is a simple concept that's used in mid game but can be applied in end game as well. For those of you that don't already know, 6 and 7 zone are halfway in the storm. It doesn't reveal itself until zone starts closing, meaning everyone's based in the half that was already exposed, leaving the other half empty and free to rotate. Knowing this, you can position yourself on the edge of zone so once it reveals itself, you can run it further, having no one around you so you can instantly rotate once the next zone pulls. You can save so many mats by doing this, and it applies for any zone that's partially or fully in storm like 8th and so on. I know about this and start to rotate on edge, but while zone keeps expanding, I don't follow, making me more center, causing me to be in all the congestion. In this example here, I start to rotate on edge, but as it continues to expand to my left, I don't follow, causing me and this kid to be right next to each other and basically just let him kill me. In this example, I stay on edge and am able to get a free rotate into zone, saving me all my mats and heals. The last thing I need to do is use my whites to tank zone, whether it's to make a play or save mats. The ideal heal loadout this season is big, slurps, then medmist or slabs. I almost always carry medmist because it's more viable endgame, but when VOD reviewing the cash cup, I realized I wasn't even really using it. In this example, I was able to pick up a kill but was left on low white HP. I had a medmist, but instead of using it, I tried to force myself in the zone, and you see how that went. Tanking with your whites gives you the opportunity to reposition and use less mats when rotating, and also gives the opportunity to get a refresh or find a loot pile from someone who died in storm. In this scrim, I played my whites for a bit, then on my way to zone, I was able to pick up a refresh and got mats that got me further into that game. This is everything I learned from VOD reviewing my cash cup, and from applying this to my scrim games, I've already seen huge improvement in my end games. If you found this video helpful and would like me to make more in the future, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, and use code HOWL if you want to support me further. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you guys later.